If you meet somebody cool and you want to get their phone number, this is one of the absolute best ways to go about it. So what's really fascinating about when you meet somebody and you're talking to them is there's this moment where it's like, how do I get their phone number? How do I actually take it a step further? And in fact, any good text conversation can really only happen once you've gotten their number. Now, what's great about what I'm about to share with you is that this particular message can work whether it's somebody online or whether it's in person. It makes no difference. You can use it either way. But what we want to do, and this is something I really want to get you guys to understand, is we want to make it so the very first message is sent from them, not from you. And I'll explain why. If I meet someone, get their phone number, and I send them a text message, I'm then gonna sit around and wait for them to message me, right? And if they don't message me, it's gonna feel like a rejection. On the other hand, if I can get them to message me first, and I can get them to send the correct text message to me, i.e. one that actually has them putting in some effort, then the fear that I won't respond is on them. When I do respond, and of course I'm gonna respond very, very quickly, it's gonna make them think, oh wow, that person actually likes me, this was a good connection, right? So I want all of the pressure of the relationship flipped, so it's not me getting their phone number and I message them, it's them getting my phone number and they message me. But I'm the one that's gotta put this out there, so in many ways it's kind of like Inception. I've kind of gotta put it in their head that they need to message me first. So here's how we do it. The way you're gonna do this is you're gonna say, you know, I've really enjoyed this conversation and I would love to do it again sometime if you're interested. Now, what we're doing here is we're specifically pausing. We're not actually asking for a phone number. We're asking them to confirm whether they enjoyed the conversation and if they would like to do it again someday. So it's not like, would you like to do it again tomorrow? It's not like, do you want to go on a date with me? It's just like, would you like to have a conversation like this again? Now, if the conversation was fun and you've had an actual good conversation, which should be the only time you ask someone's phone number, by the way, they should be very open to doing this and to having a conversation with you. So we're looking for a simple yes, no, right? So they should be like, yeah, that would be great. And from that point, then we can move it into the next part. Now, if they give you a no, again, which is very unlikely, especially if you've had a good conversation, so I was like, no, I don't really want to talk to anyone. You're kind of dealing with somebody who's lame anyway, so don't worry about it, right? But if they say yes, if they're like, yeah, I would love that, you're gonna follow up with this. Okay, great. What's the best way of staying in touch? Now, they're gonna give you the best method of staying in touch. Don't have it in your head what the best method is, right? In your head, it might be Facebook and only Facebook counts, but they wanna give you Instagram. Or, in your head, it might be a phone number and only a phone number counts, but they give you an email. It doesn't matter what they give you, just accept it. Because if you don't accept their preferred method of communication, then you're actually rejecting them and this whole situation falls down. If you have a very specific method you want, like for example, if you really want their phone number but they give you their Instagram, then there's a really good way that we can transition and work with it. So for example, if I say, what's the best way of staying in touch? And they go, Instagram is the best. I'm like, oh, that's awesome. Let me get your Instagram. So I'm gonna take their Instagram down. Now, once I have it, we've now made a commitment to stay in touch. Well, once somebody's agreed to stay in touch with you, then we can get a second form of communication because we already know we're gonna stay in touch in one place, so there's no problem with having multiple. Whereas if I say, oh, no, you know what, I don't do Instagram, let's do this instead, I just rejected them, and because of a psychological principle known as reciprocation, if I reject them, they're going to reject me. And that's why we don't wanna do it. So you say, yeah, that's great, take it down and say, you know what though, I'm far more active in my phone, or I'm far more active via email, or I'm far more active on Facebook, whatever it is. And then the minute they say, oh, okay, that's cool, then be like, why don't you give me that as well? Right? So I'm gonna get a second form of communication that's the one I prefer. So either way, you get the communication that you want. Now, odds are you can just accept the first one and that's good enough because we're gonna get them to message you first. And here's how we do it. We say, hey, do me a favor. I meet a whole bunch of people, and just so I know that you're not a random, send me a message right now so I know it's you. Now, in a world where we deal with bots and scammers and everything, it is a completely legitimate request to ask somebody to message you to confirm that is the real person, right? So what happens is they should say, okay, yeah, but they're usually gonna say, what do I send you? I'm like, I don't know, send me your favorite pun or dad joke. Now, this completely shifts this conversation. Instead of it being like a pickup or a date or anything along those lines, we're making it fun. We're making it a game. We're making it so we can trade funny gifs, memes, jokes, which is what most people spend their time on the internet doing anyway. Think about it. Your closest friends, you're trading gifs and memes and dumb shit. So we want to make it so this other person has a private message with you where you're trading those same kind of things. Because the only people in their world that they spend time trading messages like this with is the people they like. You're welcome. By putting all the pressure on them to get it started, we know that this is a great conversation, one they're going to enjoy having, and they're going to share with you their best jokes, and then you can laugh and respond with yours, and now you're in an amazing text thread conversation. And if you go back to the very beginning, you'll see that they're the one that started it. So that's a very simple way to make it work. A few component parts, but as long as you put it all together, you should find it is a piece of cake to get someone's contact information. Thanks for watching the video. I've got a very special gift that I'd like to give you as a way of saying thank you for taking the time to enjoy this content. This is an ebook that you can get completely for free by looking in the description of this video. Once you download it, it will actually break down the core natural qualities that make somebody so attractive that women chase you. So go there, click on the link in the description and grab that ebook now.